Okay. So first and third Thursday of every single month, it's going to be CRM basics and training. So I'm going to be showing you just like how to create a contact, how to create a workflow, how to add a workflow, kind of just CRM basics. So you guys start using the CRM. Second Thursday of every single month, I have like a mortgage professional, a tech platform, a mortgage coach jump on and just kind of show you guys what they're doing and what other loan officers are doing to grow their business. That's the second Thursday of every month. And then the fourth Thursday of every month is going to be just new features that I add for you guys on the marketing package if you're on the marketing package. So last month we talked about how if you send me an agent, I'll create them a full-blown website. They'll be hosted in your Go High Level account. I'll even help connect their personal domain to that website. So it's something you can offer agents for free to provide value. And it's more a personal website than just being listings through the MLS. So that's what we went through last month. And then just a few resources if you're new here, going to put in the chat. So first, if you ever need a one-on-one Go High Level training, this guy, I've been working with him for 5 years. He knows Go High Level just as good as I do, but you can schedule an actual like one-on-one meeting with my team member if you want to go fully in depth. So I put that in the chat. Second thing is me and my business partner every week are adding different things for Go High Level walkthroughs and trainings where you can watch those and really get to know how to use Go High Level. And then third thing, we do have an AI bot that is support for Go High Level that I'll send in here. So if you ever like just want to get a quick answer for something simple, like how do you create a contact? How do you add a workflow? Like this will walk you through it, and it's built out for our instance. And then just the last thing, if you ever have a question, you can always text me. You can always email me. I try to get back pretty quick on that, so I'm here. But we'll get started. So this training is going to be CRM basics. And if you're new here, after a couple of times of going through here's, I will not be offended if you don't hop on the first and third Thursday of every month. I know it's more boring because it's CRM basics, but sometimes it's just good to have a reminder on how the CRM works. So I'll share my screen and we'll dive into it. Okay. So getting really basic here, we're going to start with how to create a contact in Go High Level. The nice thing about Go High Level is they do have a mobile app as well, and it's the best mobile app, and I think the only mobile app that actually works for a mortgage CRM. So it's going to be very similar. I'm just showing the desktop version. So how to create a contact, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Contacts. You're going to click on Add Contact in the top right, and then you'll just put in a name inside of here. So I'll put in Devin, Gillen, and then I'll just put Devin. I've used so many different emails. I don't know which one I have here now. And then so you'll put in the email, you'll put in the phone number, and then the contact type is going to be important because this is how like we sort lists and segment your data. So yours might look a little bit different, but it should either be lead, funded loan or closed loan, estate agent, loan officer, co-borrower, buyer's agent, seller's agent. 9 times out of 10, it's either going to be funded loan, real estate agent, or lead. With that being said, we can add more contact types. I know some loan officers like to have like account executive, insurance agent, but you're going to want to select one of these options for the contact type. Hit save. And then inside of everybody's Go High Level, if you give it like 10 or 20 seconds, I've created a workflow where it automatically assigns the contact to you. So you don't need to assign the contact to yourself when you create a contact. And then we're going to go down the left-hand side, and then I'll open it up for questions. Does that sound good, guys? Okay. So going down the left-hand side, every loan officer works different. So your Go High Level might look a little bit different from mine, or it might look exactly the same. But on the left-hand side is where you're going to find contact information. So this would be like first name, last name, email, phone number, date of birth, referral source, lead. I haven't seen a lot of loan officers using referral source, but here's the benefit of using referral source. If you put in your referral source, whether it's a real estate agent or maybe it's a Facebook ad lead or maybe it's a Zillow lead, we can go in and look at the data and see where you're getting referred deals from. if that makes sense. So if you're not using it, I highly recommend it. We can even go back and update like your funded loans with where that referral came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then cool thing is, do you see these folders where it says like contact, general info, loan details, loan parties? Do you guys see that in there? So we can customize the order of those folders. We can change the name of the folders, and we can even decide what we want in the folders. For an example, Ken, I'll just call you out because we did this last week. He wanted the co-borrower at the very top under contact. We can do that. Just send me a quick email. I can even show you how to do that today, and I'll update it for you. So again, that's why I like Go High Level so much. We can make it however your business works.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, John.
Yeah.
Or did you say something, John? Sorry.
No, that was actually me. No, that makes sense. Though. Put the co-borrower right below the borrower.
Yeah. It's funny because I did that in the beginning. This is why, like, this just shows how different everybody is. The loan officers at the beginning were like, no, I want it under loan details. And so I put it under loan details. So just wherever you guys want it, let me know and I can update it in yours. So under loan details, you're going to have like loan ID, loan status, referring agent. Depending on your LOS, all of these things should pull in. I have a lot of different LOSs I'm integrated with, such as Arrive, Lending Pad, Nano, even some other ones. I'm working on Encompass, which is going to be a cool one as well. But just depending on your LOS, some of these may pull in or may not pull in. So just let me know if you have questions, if you want it in there. And then loan parties is going to be like buyer's agent, seller's agent, title agent, transaction coordinator. So those are going to be the important ones on the left-hand side. Going in the middle, D&D, this is just do not contact. So you can put them on all channels. You can put them on a specific channel, like you don't want them to get emailed or text anymore. So you can set that inside of there. And then actions, this is where you can take actions inside of a contact. So opportunities, Chad, you remember when, and I'm just calling you out because I remember you both hated this. You couldn't update opportunities unless if you went to this alien thing on the right-hand side. They updated it a month ago where if you go to actions, you can look at your opportunities right here, which is nice. Workflows, this is how you add a workflow. And I'm going to show you guys how to view the workflow before you add them. But let's say you have someone that ends up having bad credit and you want to put them on a credit repair campaign. You'll just click on add automation. Type in your workflow you want to add them to, and then you'll click add, and then it will start adding them to that workflow. I'll stop there for just a second because that's a lot of stuff to take in for the contact details. Does anybody have any questions about builds, D&D, or actions?
Kevin, what's the difference between, so when you're in the contacts, it says smart list up there. That's just always your contact list, your smart list?
Yep, I'll show that. Remind me I'll remember, but I'll show you how those work after I get out of the contact. That's a good question.
And then you were going to talk about bulk uploads too?
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Yep, I'll tell you how to do that. So.
And also too, Devin, thanks for that. The workflows, what do we put in workflows? What does that consist of, workflows? And what does that do for us? I'm not really familiar with that.
Great question. So after just about 20 more minutes we get in, I'll show you how to create a workflow and how to view a workflow, but just very high level. A workflow consists of a trigger, like how does it trigger the workflow? And then it consists of emails, texts, voicemail drops, notes, tasks. It's just a collection of things.
So it's a campaign, basically.
Yeah. It's like think of it as like a drip campaign, but on steroids.
Yeah.
New
oh, cool. Okay, I love that. And what about the opportunities? What goes under opportunities generally?
So opportunities, can you remind me, Rick, what LOS is yours?
For Lending Pad.
Lending Pad. Okay. So it should create, I'll show you that. I'll actually show that as well.
Okay. Just curious. Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah. So I'll show that.
Okay, cool.
And then going on inside of the middle. So the one thing that I love about Go High Level is in a lot of CRMs, you have to click on multiple tabs to like get to different things in a contact. They have it all on one screen. So you can see all your contact details and you can see the conversation that you've had with this person. So you can see texts, emails. You can even see social media DMs. Like if you merge it with your phone number. So it's pretty cool. You can see it all in one place right there.
So Facebook, Instagram, you see all their contacts there, all their communication with you.
Yeah. You literally just merge it, and then you can see everything inside of one
Oh,
spot.
cool.
And then
YouTube as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Cool.
Yeah. And then going on the right-hand side, you're going to see, we'll go over opportunities in just a second, but let's say you want to add a quick task to a contact. What you'll do is you'll click on add task. Let's say I need to follow up with Rick tomorrow about his lending pad integration. And I'm just going to put in here, make sure opportunities are creating. Then I'll be able to select a day and a time that I need to follow up with Rick. And then I'll get an email, text, and push notification about that task so I don't forget about it. Let's say that Lisa, I need to follow up with her every single week because she hasn't signed up with me yet. I'm just kidding. I'm just using an example, Lisa. I'm really easygoing. By the way, Rick, I met Lisa like 30 minutes ago.
She's awesome.
She is. So you can put in like repeats every 1 day, repeats every hour, every week. Like, let's say you want to follow up with the top producing agent every single week and you want a task for that. You'll select that right there. And then you'll just assign it to yourself. And then you'll be able to see the task when it's due.
I think that's cool. I think because for me, at least, because my biggest mistake, I'm a notepad guy. And someone said, well, can you call me like next month on that? And then my notepad's like 800 pages later. Who was that guy again? What's his name? Oh no, it's bad.
Right? Well, I'm a whiteboard guy, so my desk, if you guys can see it, is literally just a whiteboard. And I've gotten better at using tasks. So I think we're all on that same boat, just like transitioning to like fully using a CRM. But
trying to use it, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice because then it's in one place instead of just scrambling to find it, and then you get notified too.
Yeah. And the same on the iPhone. If you're on an iPhone or any phone, I guess you can, as you run the phone to somebody, you're not in front of your desk, you just make the note right there.
Yeah, because they have the mobile app, and the cool thing is when that task is due, when you get like a phone call or text, you get a push notification at the top. You'll get a push notification when your task is due. You just click it, it will take you to the contact, and then you can do it.
Oh, wow.
So
okay, so that's under contacts.
Yep.
And you're going to go to the note that right there.
Yep.
The note or task, I guess, and then create the task there.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's really cool. The other thing, Go High Level made an update on this a week ago. You could always add notes, but they've just made the user interface a lot better. So let's say that RJ, nice to see you. Let's say, RJ, what's your favorite sports team again, if you have one?
Seahawks, baby.
Seahawks. Okay. So I'm going to say just personal notes. So one thing that I see top loan officer or producing loan officers do is they'll add notes about personal details of the person they're talking to. So when they call them like a year from now or a month from now, they have something to talk about. So I could put in here RJ's favorite team is the Seahawks. And then if they're doing good, that could remind me to like reach out to RJ just to kind of start a conversation later on. This is kind of dumb, but I think it's pretty cool. You can add colors to notes. So like, let's say you want to make or I'm trying to think of a good example of this. You can just make your notes different colors. Use it how you will, but I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty cool inside of here. And then you can also upload files to notes. So let's say that I'm trying to use a good example for this. Let's say that someone sends you like a video testimonial, but the video just like didn't turn out great, but you don't want to lose that video in that contact. You could upload that as a file in a note. So that way, if you ever go to that contact, you can see it in their notes. And then you can click save. And then it will add a note inside of here. And then it'll also select the color right here. I should have used a better example for that. I'm just kind of going with the flow. A better example would be maybe you had like a picture of their family inside of there, or just like, so they have like 2 kids, right? Or whatever it be when you talk to them, so you can remember their family and stuff. That's a better example. And then last thing in contacts, then we'll keep going so we get through everything on training. You can use your link to your calendar directly to have people book with you. But if you add an appointment directly from Go High Level, the automation will still trigger for the reminders and confirmation emails and texts. But right here, you'll just select your calendar. Sarah, yeah, I'll get to that in just a second. So you'll select your calendar that you're using for that person. You can put in a title inside of here, like Devin meeting with Rick. If you guys want to hear something really cool that I learned when setting meetings. So this happened to me a couple of years ago. I had this speaker I was selling for a tech company jump on a call with me, and the meeting invite would always say the contact's name, but it wouldn't have my name in the meeting. And this is what she recommended. It's actually helped with my show up rate and everything. She said, you need to think of it of how is your client going to see the appointment, not how are you going to see the appointment. So I always put my name in the beginning of the meeting, because for the client's perspective, they're going to see Devin Gillen meeting, and then they're not going to forget that the meeting's with Devin, right? So for you guys, just kind of like a tip that I've learned, if you put your name in the front of the meeting title, they're more likely to show up because they know what the meeting's about. Me, before that speaker told me that, I would just put Rick Dennis meeting.
Yeah, I do the same all the time. I put the client's name. Yeah.
And that helps me, right? But that doesn't help the client. Like, and we need to make it easier for the client.
Because they forget who we are.
Exactly. Just to admit this, because we're not perfect, I was pretty annoyed with the speaker at the time. I'm like, she has no idea what she's talking about. Like, I'm doing like 100 of these calls every week. And then I'm like, no, I don't know everything. And I implemented it, and it like really helped with my show up rate. So kind of a good lesson learned for me. We don't know everything, and that helped with that. So
hey Devin.
Yeah, go ahead, Earl.
Backing up on the notes, when you attached a document, because I do it, but I never went back and checked this. If I attach a document to a note, will that also show up in the documents tab?
Let's actually try it. This is brand new as of a week ago.
I haven't. I do this, but I've never tried. I've never looked.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to find a picture. I'll just do this one of myself. I'm curious to see. We'll see right now. It's only a week old, so it looks like there's that little bug. So I uploaded it to the note and I click save.
I know it takes us. Okay, I know it takes a second. There it is. Okay, yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And you can even rename the documents. I just didn't before when I imported it, but I'm pretty sure you can name it before you import it, so you know what it's for. That's cool. Okay, so I think I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything on contacts. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, where's that document tab? Where'd you pull that up? I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
You're totally fine.
There,
so it's
right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
right hand side, and then if you click on it, it'll pull up the documents you've uploaded.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Any questions at all on contacts, guys, before I keep going? Does that make sense?
Not at the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going, but just stop me if you guys do. Lisa, this will answer a couple of your questions on like how to bulk import, what are smart lists and what that means. So if you go to contacts and inside of your CRM, you can create what's called smart lists. Smart lists are basically an easy way to navigate to a list that you already have created. It just filters it. So here's an example for this to make sense. Let's say that I wanted to create a smart list based off of my real estate agents. So instead of having to go into like my all list and looking for my agents, I could just click on real estate agent and find everybody that has that real estate agent contact type. So it just gives me a quicker way to find that. And then if you want to import a list, I'll actually just do it for you. It's just easier because then I can map the fields and everything. So you just have to send me a quick email. If you do want to import a list yourself though, this is how you do it. You'll click import. You'll select your list right here. I'm going to use one. Actually, I don't have a test list right now, or I'd show you guys. I don't want to show borrower information from another LO. So I'll record a video on that. Next time I'll have a fake one ready, but you just click import, but I'll do it for you.
Devin, I've done
Like
that.
an Excel file?
Yeah. Go
ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, do you have a Excel spreadsheet of the list of things that you want per contact, like the categories or the?
Yeah, so the thing that's cool about Go High Level, it doesn't have to match the headers exactly. So if you just send me every single field in that contact list, like interest rate, funded date, loan type, I'll just go and match it to what Go High Level is.
Okay.
I would recommend, just think of it as like from a marketing standpoint, like what are the things we could do with marketing? So we would want for sure first and last name, right? Email, phone number. Interest rate would be awesome, because what if in a year rates start going down again? We'll know whoever's above like a 6, right? Funded date would be great, just so it gives you a list of people we could do a marketing campaign for. So I just kind of think of it from that lens, like, what should I import into a CRM that will help me with marketing in the future?
And at least have those 3 categories: a real estate agent, lead, and funded.
Yeah. Yep. And you can even send it to me as 3 separate lists, and then I'll make sure they get imported correctly.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see if there's anything. Okay, I think that's everything on contacts. I'm going to go to workflows next, and then I'll show opportunities. So we'll go to workflows next. So if you're on my marketing package, I think everybody here is. If you're not, sorry. Oh, wait, Sarah, you actually had a question for me before I go to that. I saw a pin there. Does that mean we can pin notes? Yeah, you can pin notes in the CRM too, Sarah. Like if you wanted to pin the note to the very top, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So if you're on my marketing package, the digital loan officer, I think everybody here is. One of the cool things that I offer is I have all of these workflows that I've built out in previous companies. But if you want a workflow built from scratch, just because I feel like I know mortgage marketing pretty well, you just have to email me and I'll create it for you. So like a good example of this is, Chad, what were like one of the workflows you wanted custom created? Can you remind me?
I do my own milestone updates.
Oh, what about the competitor one? Like if they go with another competitor, then you want to get
drip campaign.
Yeah. So I can do stuff like that. So if you're like, hey, Devin, I didn't see a drip campaign for one if they go with a different competitor and I want to reach out to them in a few years to refinance, you just have to email me and I'll create it from scratch for you if it's not in there. That's the cool thing about working with me. I
patented the logo for that campaign.
Oh, you did?
What it was?
The
middle finger.
Oh, was it really? Awesome.
That's my code.
Trademark that.
Editor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I called Rick with a story just the other day. I was so frustrated, with the deal.
He does.
So maybe like more people could benefit from that. So I would add it to everybody's account. Everybody's pretty cool, I feel like, with the loan officers I work with like sharing what they're using. If they're not cool with it, I always ask them beforehand if they don't want me to. But if you give me an idea, it's going to benefit everybody. And that's why I'm so open to creating custom workflows. It's because I can add it for everybody. If you don't want to share it with everybody, that's okay too. At least I'm providing value for you. So, okay. Going into workflows, the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to view your loan milestones, because some of you have these turned on, some of you don't. Because there's different LOSs, it's going to be very similar in the folder. It's just going to be a little bit different. So I've used LendingPad in the past. I've used Nano in the past. I'm going to use Arrive for this example this time if you're using the Arrive LOS. But inside of your workflows, there's going to be this folder called Loan Status Communication, and it's going to be similar for Nano and same for LendingPad. And I have a ton of workflows inside of here for like application started, application submitted, appraisal, all of these. But this is how you view the workflow for those loan milestones and how to turn it on. So you'll click on Arrive Application Started to view the workflow. You'll go in and you'll see here I have a workflow for purchase and another one for refinance because the emails and texts are going to look a little bit different. Let's say that you want to see what's being sent in those emails and texts, right? Did someone say something? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off if you did. Okay, we're good. There's like thunder outside, so I don't know if it's so it's probably just that. So if you click on the email, you'll be able to view what's inside of the email on the subject and inside of the body right here. If you want to change anything, I will not be offended. I work with a lot of different loan officers. Everybody has different ways how they do business. So the way that you update your emails or texts is you'll just click in the body right here, put in your copy, hit save action. I'm not going to do it because I'll actually save it. And then you'll hit save up here. Does that make sense on how to view the emails and texts and how to update those? Any questions? Because that's pretty important for you guys.
No. Yeah, thank you, Devin. I have a question regarding that, though. So that's for the borrower gets updates from us. the company trigger that as well to send updates to their agent?
Yeah.
In those
Yes.
milestones?
Some of these workflows, I actually already have the agent in here. Application started, I
Okay.
don't have the buyer's agent, but like application submitted and pre-approved.
Yeah, yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
If you don't see your agent on here, if you want to add it yourself, what you would do is you're going to do this CC right here. So there's
Okay.
it on the email. And then if you click on this tag right here, so you'll just type in buyer's agent or seller's agent. So I'll do buyer's agent for this example.
Mhm.
It's going to be buyer's agent email, and just make sure it says contact in the beginning of it right here.
Okay.
The reason that's important is inside of opportunities, I have buyer's agent email address. It kind of gets confusing. Just the thing to note, just make sure it says contact at the beginning of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. So we can do a series of SMS and emails to the agent as well.
Yeah, I'll actually show
Thanks,
you a
Greg.
workflow that I built it on, so you can
Oh, that's
see.
pretty
what it
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Takes the workload off of us to keep calling the agent up and tell them what the status is.
Yeah, and Lisa, I'll get to you in just a second. One thing that I really have liked doing as a birthday workflow is I'll have the birthday video sent to the borrower, and then it will also email the agent and say, hey, it's Devin's birthday tomorrow. We did a loan on this together. I just want to let you know so you can stay in front of them. So they're like, dang, how are you doing this? So we could do stuff like
To
that.
record the video at closing, basically, and put it in your workflow, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Lisa, go
I
ahead.
just don't like it.
Yeah. There's a lot we could do. It's like endless, and I help with all of this if you ever get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Lisa,
So,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so like on the broker level, like let's say I use Arrive, we don't update our internal LOS if we broker it to Rocket or some other bank, you know what I mean? So like we don't have to do this, right? This is opt in or opt out if you want milestones.
Yeah, I have it turned off for everybody. That's why you have to turn it on yourself, and I'll show you.
Because my processor is not going to update my LOS with every time it gets updated with the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want them to see a milestone. Oh, you're pre-approved or you're going into processing when we're closing,
Yeah, especially I've seen some processors and Arrive specifically, they'll put them into like pre-approved, processing, funded in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They update it like when they feel like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
make sure,
you don't get the CTC before the application.
yeah, so make sure if you're using an LOS and you have like a processor, make sure they're updating the LOS in order and giving it like 10 minutes, because they will get every email if they do it that way. So good point, Lisa. I'm glad you actually brought that up. Rick, I'll show you this. I know for Nano, I already have, I know I have this in here, and I think I have it in Arrive too, but let me go to one. And we're going to do application. I think I have an application submitted. It will be a good example. So right here, I do specify like email to borrower, SMS to borrower, SMS to co-borrower, email to buyer's agent. So you can see like what I'm sending to the agent inside of there for each one too. Does that make sense, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I'm trying to see, okay, lead campaigns. I get this question asked a lot, and I think it's really important to understand why I do it this way, because it'll make more sense for everybody. So I have a ton of lead campaigns in here. I want to add a ton more. So if you want one added again, just let me know and I'll create it from scratch. One of the things to keep in mind as part of the process of recording these bi-weekly videos for blog updates is I've seen a lot of loan officers, they'll put a lead on a drip campaign. That drip campaign ends, or they forget to talk to that client ever again. And then they're kind of just in the abyss, right? What I found that has worked really well is if we send an email to your entire database that's just value driven around the most common question that's being asked in the industry, they usually find it very helpful. I've never seen anybody being upset about you providing value for them of what's going on in the industry. It's a good way to stay in front of them if they're not on a drip campaign. Just so you guys know, I do that. It's timely, meaning every 2 weeks, I'm manually creating that workflow. I'm scripting a video, I'm editing the video, and I'm sending it to those guys every 2 weeks. So just know your entire database should at least get one email from you every 2 weeks, if that makes sense, from me. So just because people are like, what drip campaign should I put them on? What if I talked to them a bit? Holiday updates. I know it sounds dumb, guys. I'm not joking, and I can send you proof if you want. Every holiday, I get like 10 or 15 loan officers that are like, I got a loan application out of this. It's so dumb, but it works, I promise. So if you haven't done your Easter video, I'm going to be nice. If you get it to me today, that'd be awesome, because that will only give me one day to edit it and get it ready. But I wanted to show you this video that Jeff, he's not on this call, did. It's actually pretty funny, and he got a lot of good responses. You don't have to do this, but it was pretty cool. Let me show you guys this. So you probably can't hear the sound, but I'll give you like the synopsis of it. So he went in a bunny suit. It's different, right? But he got a lot of reactions in his emails. Like his agents were like, this is the thing that like clients were getting back to him.
I'm on a call.
You don't have to do this, but it's just something I saw at LO do. It's pretty funny and it worked really well. So any questions on like on that piece on lead campaigns, guys, before I show you how to create your own workflow?
Yeah, thank you, Devin. Question on the campaigns where they're email. Do we get analytics on those open rates?
Yeah. So there's two ways.
Who's opening the emails and so on?
Yeah.
How many are open?
Yeah, so there's two ways to do that. So the first way is you can go inside of the workflow right here, and you can click on the email. And if you click on statistics, no one's been added to this, so it'll be 0. You can actually see the open rate, click-through rate, like on that specific email. The other option is if you go to marketing, I remember, sorry, they keep changing it in their UI. It might not be in marketing anymore. It might be under, give me 1 second.
No worries.
Yeah, it's right here. I wasn't there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or is it again? It's under emails, automations, or marketing, then emails?
Yep. And then emails. And then this is just fake data because I haven't sent anything from this test account, but you'd be able to see like a high level of everything.
But are we able to see, though, Devin, who actually is opening and clicking through?
Yes, that's why I would recommend going to the automation right here and then going inside of the automation and clicking on the email, because you can actually see who's opened the email right here. I'll give you a list of everybody.
Okay. So the emails that we're sending out right now, once a week, are we able to track those analytics and put the realtors who's opening and who's clicking through?
Yeah, you could, same way.
You're trying to do that. So, okay.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
So that lets us know who to follow up with sometimes, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm going to show you opportunities, but since we have so many people on this call and everybody's pretty like engaging on this call, I'm working on a workflow for real estate agents. I wanted to get everybody's thoughts here before I release this to everybody. So it's a potential realtor's value add workflow. I've tested it with one loan officer, and it's been working well. And the goal is if you import a cold email list, it's a good way to get in front of them by providing value. So I was thinking of doing it this way, but I would love to get your guys' thoughts on this as like another campaign. So for my own business, I'll go to loan officers and I'll say, hey, RJ, can I get you on my podcast? I have 1,500 loan officers that have opted in, and I'll get you on my website. I'll get you on my social media, and I'll edit the podcast for you. So my idea was if we can just invite them to like a podcast episode, and you guys could just like record that on Google Meet and send me the recording, I could post it and everything for you guys. But the first email would just be, hey, Rick, would you be interested in being a guest on a podcast episode? So imagine this is a realtor that has no idea who you are, right? I love agents, but like agents and loan officers, we both do this. We love to talk about ourselves. So it's a good way to like get in front of them and kind of give them that ego boost, right? For agents. So it's worked really well because agents do love to share information. So that's one that I thought would be really good. Second email is, if you're on my marketing package, I'll build a website for the realtor. So the second email would be, hey, do you want me to build a website for yourself that's like branded with your videos instead of like through what your company provided? So that'd be the second email. Third email would just be asking, hey, do you have any open houses coming up where I could create you a digital sign-in sheet? The cool thing about this, guys, is I do all the work for you, but you get to take all the credit. So that's like the point of this campaign. And then the next email would be, do you want a weekly rate cheat sheet sent to your inbox? So I would add Optimal Blue inside of your website every week. It would send. Chad actually does this. Chad, do you get pretty good responses from that still by sending like that weekly rate update to your agents?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, it's not a ton, but I would say I've probably gotten 10-15% of business from last year is from the newsletter that I send out every single Monday. I just copy and paste MBS Highway, and then the rate update that goes out every week as well. So there's like 2 or 3 things that go out weekly, and they're spaced out. But yeah, I've had people, random realtors, call, and they're just like, "Okay, I'm calling you."
Yeah, the cool thing, the weekly rate cheat sheet is like one that's automated. And then remember, every Friday I'm scripting a new video for you that we're sending to your agents.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Yeah, so that's that rate update program we talked about before. That's a cool program. That's automated. That's sent it out to realtors every Monday or whatever date that would be, right?
Yep.
And people are getting good engagement on that, you guys? Anybody using that? Besides you, Chad?
Chad, you may not want to ask Chad. His isn't working, so he's probably
No, mine's
All right.
working. Yeah,
Okay.
mine worked. Like, I dumped all the contacts in, but it hasn't been consistently migrating new contacts automatically. So, like, the original base is getting it, but the new people aren't. So we just got to fix the bug is all.
This is important. Rate Update's awesome. I have tested it and it works well. I'm not affiliated with Rate Update, so if anything goes wrong with Rate Update, you cannot let that reflect what you think about me. Just putting that. But they are awesome. Like, we tried it. So
But Chad, what you're doing is you're taking MBS Highway and just maybe putting that through an AI platform and it is putting it up for your database and meet what you're trying to do.
The MBS Highway newsletter.
Yeah.
You go to
Just through the
MBS
newsletter
Highway.
itself, or you bring that through an AI and putting your spin on it.
No, if you go to MBS Highway, like into the marketing tab and the newsletter, it literally has a copy all button at the top, and you just copy. And then I have a pre-built template in GHL, so I just copy it and paste it, and then start an automation. And I set them up to like go out 25 contacts per 1 minute, so it cycles through. It takes 30 minutes or whatever to send them all out, but I mean, it's less than 5 minutes and it goes out.
And that's on a Monday. You send that out Mondays?
Yeah, because that's when MBS Highway publishes, is early Monday
Yeah.
mornings. Yeah.
It's a good idea. I like it. You're getting some good engagement on that, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
And then really quick before, because I'm just going to finalize this, before I add this to everybody's account, is this something that you guys would find valuable? Or is there anything that I could add to these emails that you've noticed real estate agents will come back to? Because I want to make sure this is fully built before I put it in everybody's account, since you guys are all on here.
I like it. I think that's my biggest challenge is how to reach out to agents that don't know you yet without getting unsubscribed right away.
Yeah.
They get a lot of emails from lenders, but all their emails are just a bunch of like, I'm number one in my own shower and I have to close in 3 days. Oh, okay, that works. And subscribe. that's a no, right? So it's really about adding value first, give, and then ask for the business.
Okay, and that's
Right.
why I built it this way, is because I'm doing
Yeah.
it for you guys, but you guys get to take the credit. So.
I think something like that would be helpful, and I think that a realtor would appreciate that they don't know, is how pricing works, because I'll hear a realtor tell me like, oh, the closing costs for my client were like $18,000. And for all I know, she's looking at an FHA upfront premium as part of that $18,000, or, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them don't really understand what closing costs, points, origination fee, whether they're there or not, something pricing related to educate them, so they don't just assume, if somebody's paying points or not paying points. I don't know how you would structure it, but that's something of value that I think
Pricing
might be good.
I really like that idea. I think even just to take it a step further, I feel like these can be like without videos, these emails. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add this to everybody's account, and then I'll say, hey, here's a script for pricing, and then adjust it depending on your company, and then we can add it. So I like that.
I mentioned to you earlier, Devin, the new build in South County, the guy, they're offering a adjustable rate at a crazy thing to people for certain houses, but they're paying $40,000 to buy down the rate. The builder's paying that. It's like, why not just lower the price of the house by $40,000 for the client? I mean, stuff like that. Like, people don't read the fine print, and realtors don't read the fine print, and they don't know that. So when they're showing houses to a client, they want to look at this new construction and like, oh, I'm going to go with this house because the rate's 3.99%. you know, it's like, okay, but you need to really know what's going on. And if they know, they can share it with their client, you know, and take them to a resale.
I really like that, Lisa. Okay. I'm going to think how I can add that without video.
I'll
Okay.
email you if I got some ideas.
That'd be awesome.
We'd also, and also part of that list would be the email goes on, goes on Mondays, right? Our video email, it goes out.
Yeah, so I get it sent out the next
on that
day
as well.
Yeah, because
Okay.
some people are a little bit like loan officers do it later, so they'll like record it Monday, so I'll send it out Tuesday. So just know it gets sent out the next day that it's recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have an SMS on that campaign as well, or just all video? You know, all email.
Mine's all email. I've tried SMS with realtors and they end up opting out because they're like, this is way too much. But it's up to you if you want to add SMS.
No, I'm just curious. I'm just curious what works.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally because I tried it.
Okay, good.
Like,
okay, good.
Stop
Okay, good.
texting me. So
yeah, right.
But,
okay, good to know.
And we're posting on social media for you as well, so they'll see you from the emails and social media on the updates. So yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, and then so last thing is opportunities. And then I just got to jump off 5 minutes before to get ready for a call. So I'll do the loan opportunities last because there's some pipelines in here that I've added that have worked really well for loan officers. So let's start with current realtor partners. So what a pipeline is. This is a pipeline, this whole thing. It basically gives you a visual view of where people are at in the process. So new realtor partners are going to look different from like leads, right? Google My Business reviews are going to look different from loan milestones. So the first pipeline I would start using if you haven't is called current realtor partners. The reason I recommend this is because I've seen top producing loan officers, they'll add all of their realtor partners that they want to talk to at least once a month inside of here under identified. And then the cool thing is I've created a workflow where if you move them to attempted to contact or contacted, the first day of the next month, it moves everybody back to identified. So that way, you know, every single month what agents you've talked to and who you haven't talked to. So that's the current realtor partners pipeline. The next is Google My Business reviews. So I like to keep track of who I've asked to leave me a Google review so I can keep giving them crap until they do, and who has left me a review so I can tell them thank you and post it on my social media. So the purpose of this pipeline is to be able to see where the Google My Business is in the process. And then if you go to inbound leads, this wouldn't be from like, so inbound leads, what I like to think of it is if it's a lead that came from like social media, ads, or like a lead magnet, like they're a good lead, right? But they're not super high quality. This is where inbound leads would come in, and there's a good pipeline with stages of how to track these leads. Like, let's say someone commented on your social media post that's someone you don't know, and you're like, okay, that'd be a good lead for me to like go in and try to talk through DM. Let's say then they submit a survey or a form through like the lead magnets that I built with you guys. That would put them automatically in here. In pursuit just means like you're going after them, like you're trying to get a hold of this lead. Contacted means you've talked to the lead. This is scheduled appointment, and then this is completed appointment. If they submit an application, that would just put them in your loan milestone pipeline because the LOS would update it for you automatically. So that's inbound leads. And then refinance pipeline. This is just to track like potential refinances that you want to like see where they're at in the process. Video testimonials. So if you guys have time, I posted in the Facebook group, but Go High Level made a new update for how to retrieve video testimonials, and it's pretty dang cool. So I'll be helping you guys gather video testimonials because I'll show you my website, but it really does help with like authority and everything so people can trust you before you start working with them. So we could do this on your guys' websites too, and Go High Level is an easy way to get those now. But on my website right here, you'll be able to see different video testimonials, and that just helps people to get to know me before they know me, right? So same for you guys, right? Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. It's pretty cool. I'm having Chad actually record one today just to test it for me. So I'll let you guys know. Like it seems pretty smooth.
Where would that reside though, Devin? Would it be a separate website or with the link within our website?
We'd want to put it on your main
Okay.
website as a widget at the bottom. Yeah. So it'd be like on.
Is that going to be like, for example, I'm talking to a realtor and when I send them something, so I just send them that link to that piece of the website so they can see it. I think because your site was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I have it in multiple places. So I have it. So for you guys, it would be a little bit different. I'd have it on the home page, and I would have it on like an About Us page. But I have it on my package pages. I also have it on my home page right here, and then I also have it under results. So I would put those videos on your home page and your About Us page.
So we can send out, for example, an email campaign with a link just to that piece of it. They can open it up and see it.
Yes. Yep.
So it's like almost like a separate website within the website.
Yeah. We could do it that way. Yeah.
I think that's pretty valuable to me, at least.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and the cool thing about these video testimonials, like if you get their approval and you post it on their social media, if you collaborate with those people, it goes to all their followers too.
Yeah. So, for example, you close a deal with a realtor, they do the testimonial. That can put that on Instagram, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on your website. Boom.
Exactly. So I'm pretty excited about it. So I'll
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, when it's like fully built, so we can start asking people. So
that's way
awesome.
Cool. Social proof helps.
Yes, it does. Yeah, yep, it does. And then I only have 2 minutes, so I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's everything. Yeah, I know there's only 2 minutes, but what questions can I answer for you guys? The 2 minutes that we have left. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody that was new on this, how to use the CRM. Okay.
A good start.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Yeah, go ahead. You might be the only one.
I just said good start.
Oh, thanks, John. I thought you said.
You and I will do more next week.
Very cool.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Devin. Appreciate you.
Lisa, did that make you more likely or less likely want to work with me after that?
No, I think you're great, Devin. And yeah, I like how you have your videos of your testimonials. I saw it right away when Rick sent me your information. I looked at your website. I saw those testimonials and I started checking everybody's, activity on those testimonials. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's built really well and I like what you're providing. So no, I appreciate it.
And I'm just joking. You can ask Rick. Rick, I did a freshman just like if you want to do it, I want
to do it. No, Lisa's awesome. She's super cool.
Cool. Okay, I got to jump, but if you guys ever need anything, email me, text me, and then I put a few resources in the chat too for more in-depth training. So
thank you, Devin.
Okay, thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks, Devin. See you, man.